It's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back with more D&D action with the world of Boridil.
This is why I can't find any fucking shinies, man.
That's all. Well, I know.
Wow.
I know what your first problem is, though.
Oh yeah.
You're looking for shinies. You're playing that game. Like, just stop and it'll be okay. It'll be fine.
That's right. I wasn't
such a
even
good
looking for
game.
shinies.
Fucking.
Speaking of shinies, I caught a Lugia today, Bill, on Pokemon Go, and he was shiny.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm still looking for the freaking Vulpix that I was looking for like a week ago.
Oh wow.
Saw one.
2 weeks ago.
Just-
You seen
look,
it?
This will. I mean, I'm sure you know this already, but if you stop giving a fuck, it'll come. Because
I know, right?
that's how the universe works. Like, you
That
want it,
is
it's not gonna
actually
give it to
true.
you.
The RNGesus will be like, oh, now you don't care? Okay, here you go.
That works
Here's
in art
here's
all the
three,
time.
by the way. Now that you don't care anymore. Like,
Yeah, I know,
Right?
right?
Every
Meanwhile,
survival
Monster Hunter.
game.
Oh,
Okay.
Bill. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I had the biggest RNG thing in Crystal version. I beat the Elite Four, got the Master Ball. I was walking from like the Ghost Town to like the Steel Town. I see Entei. I'm like, holy
Nice.
shit, catch that shit.
So-
I literally, no shit, take 3 more steps. I see Raikou.
That's pretty dope.
So,
There was a way to catch those pretty easy. Not gonna lie. You get some repels and you get a level 49 Pokemon and put it at the front of your pack.
with Mean Look.
Yeah, and then you just walk in and out of like Route 12 or whatever, the one that had the grass right outside the change, and you could literally just walk in and out until your repel wore off, and you'd find it no problem because it would be the only encounter available.
Okay.
That's sick, actually.
I'm ready now.
All right. Are we ready?
Because repels repel everything below your first Pokemon's level.
Truth.
So literally the only
that's
encounter
how
you could
that
have
works.
would
It
be
is.
an Entei or a Raikou, or the other one whose name I can never remember.
Suicune.
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 I killed him on accident.
You fucking noob.
I was,
We just killed legendaries.
Fuck
I
this
was
legendary
12
dog.
and I didn't understand how to play the game. I killed
That's the
him.
problem with shinies, though, is they'll show up at any fucking level. So you just have to sit there and let them spawn in until you get a fucking shiny one.
Alright, so to recap on last session, Tep, what did we do?
Got him.
Wake your ass up, dude.
Emote. Emote.
Is he there or just silent?
I think he forgot how to work his mic.
Type something in the chat if you're actually there. Are you there, dude? You're too sleepy to play, huh? Martin, what did we do?
So, we went into the forest. It was fucking dark and shit because we were in the Shadowfell. Because someone tried to do some necromantic bullshit a long time ago. So we killed that thing that was spawned because of the necromantic bullshit. And now, literally everything's much happier and green looking. And there's sun. Oh, and the bear was there too, sort of. 2 of us almost died. Par for the course.
Can you explain who those two were, please, for the audience?
One of them was Jeff, who walked forward into the water.
And into
The inner machinations of my mind, or
And the other one is Shadow, who also walked forward into the water, but teleported him out of the water so he wouldn't fucking drown.
How noble!
And then immediately died.
Yeah, that's true. That did happen. A noble,
Was it like-
noble cause.
I'm pretty sure it was literally immediate, like as soon as the thing's turn came.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we can.
It
rewatch the
finished you
episode,
off with a
but-
legendary action during someone else's turn, but
Oh, so it wasn't even
still-
during
That's
its
right,
turn.
yeah.
It was still one round, though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we got the recap, yeah, pretty much y'all went to the Shadowfell after some fuckery. You realized that the days in the material plane passed by 1 day per hour in the Shadowfell, as Jeff had returned, and you guys were only in the Shadowfell for an hour, and he said, "Yeah, I slept at the tavern." Then you found some weird-looking creatures that had really large chicken talon arms things, and they were lost, it seems. They couldn't find their way out back at home. You put two and two together. These are probably people that wandered into the Shadowfell on accident and were never able to leave. They were probably corrupted into these forms, but you guys didn't dare go near one of these guys to figure it out. After you guys had gotten to this one location, you saw some flashbacks back and forth between the material plane and the Shadowfell, and then you guys were trapped in the Shadowfell once again. Fought some mysterious creature that was guarding a grave of the child of Nagex, Nashara, which, after you guys had defeated the creature, you guys dug it up to Shadow's displeasure, and Adeline, being a holy man somewhat,
Hey now.
made a
How dare you call him so holy?
I guess that's true. Made a pyre to burn the remains of this skeleton baby, which, after the cries were silenced, you saw a dark spirit lift into the air, and then it turned into a nice light spirit and waved at you guys as if in thanks. It was at that point that Nietzsche had rendezvoused with you guys. He's currently with Adeline on that little spot over there. Let me put him there. There he is. He's hanging out. And the rest of you guys are over there. Oh, wait.
Yeah, about to say.
And the rest of you guys are over on the beach. And that is where we will begin. So, as Adeline is burying the myconid root and ashes of the large mushroom dude, he's being assisted by Nietzsche. What are you all doing?
I would like to approach Shadow.
Shadow looks at you.
Say hello there. I guess I have to thank you for saving my bacon. Never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be saved by a tabaxi. To be honest, I had never seen a tabaxi before we moved into the city. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You've never seen the tabaxi.
No, honestly, I thought it was like someone playing a trick on me. I've seen a lot of magical things in my time, but I've never seen one ever. I thought it was someone.
You are going to stop calling me a cat.
Oh, I mean, I suppose. I honestly didn't know what to call you. I didn't even know what tabaxi was. Regardless, I just want to give you my due thanks. You've earned it for saving my life from that previous encounter. Also, I would like to inquire. When you first joined, you seemed to say that that you were just interested or you're curious. You didn't really have much to do, but you've been through quite a lot so far. We killed that Hydra. There was that over-the-top bar brawl, and now this, and you almost died as well. So, is it just purely curiosity and you wanting something to do, or is it something else at this point?
It's just part of life. I've been in a few times where I've almost died. It's not really a big issue.
I was just getting at more of most people would just call it quits at this point, and I just would like to extend my thanks for staying around and helping us as much as you did. Also, let's start the introductions over again. My name is Jeff. I'm a wizard searching for magic across all parts of this world. I'm 32 years old. Nice to meet you. And I extend my hand.
You're... How old?
32.
Shadow turns away and just giggles a little bit.
What's so funny?
He turns back to you. You're ancient.
Call me old.
Shadow is 14.
You are pretty old, man.
What do you mean you're 14? You're not 14. I'll wait for you to respond. Like,
No, I'm 14.
what?
In like cat years?
What do you mean you're 14? Like human years or like cat years? Yeah, exactly.
It,
Like,
regular as years.
so for a tabaxi, is that like regular time, or do they age faster, or is it just like 14 for human years? Like,
I know the lore if you want to know, Martin.
She's like 5, bro.
As far as I know, Baxi age at the same rate as humans.
so let me get this straight. You're a teenager going out to fight like hydras and spirits and getting in werewolf ball brawls. Where are your parents?
That's what I wanted.
Shadow does not know.
Get this kid a guardian. What? Osmond. What is
No,
this?
no, as you're saying that, I was actually going to put my hand on your shoulder. I think someone volunteered.
This is much too dangerous for a kid. What are you doing here?
Shadow has been in plenty of dangerous situations. There was this one time Shadow had to go and steal various treasures from a noble house. That was fun. I almost died then. Then Shadow had a friend one time. We were both doing various odd jobs. Not sure where they are though.
I'm sorry. But back about the parents. Where are you parents again? Maybe I just missed that.
Again, Shadow does not know.
Meaning they are alive, or
Shadow does not know anything about Shadow's parents.
They are a superposition of alive and dead.
so did you just like spontaneously erupt into being, or like?
No. Shadow was... You know, maybe we can talk back in the tavern. Shadow would be very willing to talk to you about this. Just... We're in the middle of the forest.
Uno momento. Let me see something. What time of day is it, Brady?
Right now it is about early morning. You would guess,
Early.
judging by the sun, that it's around 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
You're not sure
And-
exactly how many days have passed by, but you guess to be about 3 or 4 since you guys came into the Shadowfell.
Wait, 3 or 4 days?
Yes.
Or hours?
Yeah, our
Days.
couple hours here was 3 to 4 days there.
Oh shit. Okay.
Approximately, this is approximately 5
Never
days
mind.
have passed since you went into the Shadowfell, and you guys are, this is the 6th day, returning from the Shadowfell.
Let's see. Oh, also, question for you. Since I just leveled up and I have a new spell, it's a ritual, and it's verbal, somatic, and whatever M is.
Material.
Material. Do I have a small crystal bead? I imagine I do not.
Does it require, hold on, which spell is it?
Tiny hut.
It doesn't, you have a spellcasting focus, you don't have to worry about the bead.
Okay. I would like to cast Tiny Hut.
As a ritual?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes about 10 minutes to perform the ritual. Go ahead and link it in the chat real quick.
What color are you making it?
It's a kind of like a greenish look. It looks like a hobbit hole kind of thing.
Okay.
Greenish, whitish, brownish kind of thing.
You creating a tavern, basically?
It is a little.
Well, I mean, you're like basically your own version.
Yeah, I'm making a little space for us to rest up a bit. Would you be willing to talk to me in here? And poof.
Well, you say that
Yeah.
about 10 minutes after.
Yeah,
As you guys all watch, as he's sitting cross-legged, he's moving his body from left to right, waving his arms frantically. I'm also kidding. That's not how you do that more than like, unless you want that to be your flavor. of how
Yes.
you do it. Okay, yeah, he
I'm
does
not
Is
that.
that
doing a rain dance.
for Tiny Hut specifically?
Yes.
So yeah, he does a rain dance, and all of a sudden you watch as sort of a hobbit, like it almost looks as if the ground is shifting around Jeff. For a minute, you guys end up not seeing him as a wooden door appears before you. Afterwards, Jeff opens the door and greets all of you and says, or welcomes you inside.
Welcome to my lovely
It is
abode.
about this big.
And if I'm reading this right,
It's actually
this is like a safe space for all of us to sleep in at night. Like creatures can't enter unless I let them.
Correct.
And so I didn't understand the description. Like, can they attack it and destroy it, or no?
An immobile dome of force. Let's see. If you leave the area.
All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can extend through the dome or be cast through it.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, it's pretty much
That's fucking 20.
It's your
The
modern day
diameter
safe
force field.
space.
So, is it furnished?
No, I mean, no, it's not. It's not the Marvelous Mansion, unfortunately. This is
Oh
just
yeah,
a
that's a
little
spell,
tiny
isn't
hut.
it?
It is. So yeah, for right now, you guys, as you're in the hut, can see outside as if there were no walls, but on the outside, it looks as if, someone just pitched a tent. Not really, actually. It looks like a hobbit hole. So yeah, spells cannot destroy it, unless they're really, really powerful, obviously. But more than likely, the creatures you guys have been facing, you wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff right now. So, nothing is allowed to come through it unless you or give it the okay. And up to 9 creatures can be inside as long as they are medium or smaller.
Okay.
So you could, in fact, probably carry a bunch of different, chairs and
Chairs
shit.
and stuff.
Just
Folding
just
chairs.
have some fucking furniture inside of your bag of holding.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna buy a second one and put some shit
And
in
it
there.
lasts for 8 hours, which is pretty neat. So, yeah, it's pretty much a safe way for everyone to rest and more than likely not have to worry about ambushes. But there's probably some stuff.
Okay. Well, welcome to my lovely abode. We are safe in here.
Shadow turns her cloak green. After muttering Rafenus.
They getting all colorful there. Well, was this the thing you bought from Martine?
I had him modify my previous cloak.
Ah, neat. So it changes colors, if I recall correctly.
Is it correct? So does the bag. You notice that the bag is also green now.
Mm. Well, if you guys want to take a rest after, we almost drowned and died. We could take a rest here if you guys would like to, or we can just hurry up and get back.
The fuck? It's so aggressive.
So when it
Oh,
says
my
leave
typing?
its
Sorry.
when it says leave its area, how far away is that?
That would be walking outside of the radius.
Oh,
You
okay,
are
so-
literally trapped inside of the 10-foot radius until it either ends or you want it to end by leaving it.
Okay.
If you leave it, and I would say if more than half of your body walks out of it, then it would
Mm-hmm.
dissipate.
That answers my question, actually.
Wait, are we allowed to?
You guys
Yeah,
are
you
allowed
guys
to.
are fine, yeah.
We can do whatever the fuck we want.
He is the caster, is not.
I am bound.
It's not even like that it's a concentration thing either. It's just, he has to be. Thing.
Looking in the Discord, the inner machinations of my mind or an enigma. Okay, so
Anyway, you wanted to know about Shadow's backstory.
yes, why is a 14-year-old traveling with us?
Well, Oh, he can't talk now. Is that what's going on?
Who,
Uh,
Ted?
No, Oswald.
did you see the blue part?
Reed.
I don't see any blue part. I see a whisper from you, and then
Yeah, there's that's weird how that happened. Y'all keep talking.
Okay. So you're not talking to us. You're talking to
Yeah.
yeah.
Brady, but in private. Yeah.
Awkward.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, really?
It's fine. I'm writing a message with my owl whistle. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I was just doing it
You
as a
guys would
whisper.
see him pull out the owl whisper. Actually, no, yeah, because you guys can see outside. You guys see him pull out a scroll and write out some stuff. Did you blow the whistle, or do you just have it ready?
If that's how it activates, then I would have blown it. Then yeah.
Yeah. So you guys look outside as Oswald blows his little owl whistle, and within probably about 10 seconds, you see a flash of light streaking across the sky, and a celestial owl flies down and takes perch on Oswald's shoulder. It has an empty scroll case that Oswald starts to write a letter, starts to roll it up, puts it in the owl, and the owl flies back up in the sky, and from this direction he heads northeast. And within a few more moments, it turns into a little ball of light and instantly starts to head that direction at the speed of light.
Well, that was interesting anyway. So, what did you want to know again? Chateau Hester. Jeff, you're muted.
Yes, Jeff, you are muted.
Oh, why is 14-year-old traveling with us?
Well, as you know, Shadow does not know what her parents are doing. Presumably they are alive, but Shadow's mother sold her.
Oh, that's rough.
I was but a child.
How long ago was this? Like
About
years?
10 years ago,
Ah,
kid.
so
One might say.
you were a wee little kitten. Or I mean, tabaxi.
Yeah, but then. So Shadow was in slavery for a while, but nobody wanted to buy Shadow because Shadow is very creepy. with the darkness and strange magics.
So, speaking of your magic, did you learn that, or did you just always have that?
It's I guess it's just something that I can do.
Oh, so you're a sorcerer then,
I guess.
potentially, because that's just like in their blood. Those lucky assholes don't even have to like learn anything like I do. They just use their shit. I mean, they just have the ability to use magic
Hey, now.
willy-nilly.
Shadow has done lots of experimenting with spells.
Well, I mean, starting off, they just randomly learn that they can use it, and that's what I'm kind of envious about. Like, I had to like study up on this to be able to use it. But it's all good though.
Shadow is less that Shadow could suddenly do it, but more that Shadow had more of a connection with magic for some
okay.
reason.
Okay. So is this not a usual Dwaxi thing?
Probably not.
Are you that familiar with Dwaxi culture, or no?
Shadow was sold into slavery at 40 years old. Shadow does not.
You tell me.
Shadow
Okay, so
does not
probably
know
not.
much about tabaxi
Okay.
culture.
Do you see them often? Because this is the first time I've seen one in my entire life, and I've been all over the country.
Actually, when we went to the brothel is the first time in a while Shadow has seen other tabaxi.
Let's see.
or at least had any chance to talk to one.
And did you talk to them at all? I can't seem to recall.
Nope.
Hmm.
Irathil is a very weird place.
Ah, so the setting threw you off, probably. I can see that.
Anyway, while Shadow isn't enslaved, Shadow experimented with various items, learned how to manipulate the forces of magic through things.
Okay.
Like for example, and she takes out a little copper wire, points at you, whispers, "Is this how I'm talking? Is this how I talk to that weird bandit that you guys killed?"
May I see said copper wire?
Shadow hands over an ordinary ass piece of copper wire to you.
I tried to do the same thing.
You speak. What do you say?
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test.
As you do that, everyone looks at you. Why the fuck are you saying test?
So,
As they all hear it.
do they hear it like in their heads or
Nope.
no?
They hear you as you blabber out loud.
Oh, well, I try to like.
So I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Just-
when Shadow said it though, that was like in my head, right?
Correct.
I try to do the same thing without using the setting stones.
So you think to yourself, test, 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 and Shadow just keeps staring at you blankly.
I think it towards Shadow. Question mark.
Continues to think blankly.
I'm assuming you don't know how to cast a spell that our sending stones normally use, Jeff.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
So
that'll work.
Shadow, is this a spell you're using, or is it not a spell, or how are you?
Yes, it is a spell.
Oh, okay. Is it sending, like the sending stone spell?
Yeah, yes, but less, I guess, powerful, since the sending stone can talk to multiple people at once.
Oh, is this so?
Shadow found weird.
Why are you using? Is this the catalyst for it? Is it? Wait on it. Is that actually like the requirement of the sending stone, like the sending spell? Of keeping copper?
The message out of character's message does require that copper wire. as
Oh,
I
it
mentioned.
is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that. No, I hand the copper back to him. Interesting. Or her. Interesting.
Yes, very. Does Jeff have like any, I guess, ripped clothing
His
on his
cloak.
person?
His cloak that he is currently wearing, you see many different stab wounds. As
Oh
if he
yeah,
was on the
speaking of
streets.
which,
Jeff was on them streets when a deal went bad.
Yes.
speaking of which, Shadow would probably have various holes in her cloak as well.
Correct.
Shadow's going to take off her cloak. Let's see. Underneath, she just sort of
Whoa,
has
what are you
some
doing there?
very basic looking baggy clothes. They're black. You notice that a lot of her hair is very, very this-
We
she
heard
takes out
a lot of her hair is blank.
very long.
You cut out there.
Yeah, I cut out too. I need a new mic.
You're damn. Anyway, her hair is long. She takes out a couple of magnets, lodestones, wood. She starts saying some magical, arcane sounding words and starts. She takes what you see is that she takes the lodestones, puts them at the end of each of at like opposite ends of each hole, and just sort of pushes them together while some weird shadowy ass energies flow into the cloak and mend the holes. He just keeps doing this while
Oh.
talking.
So you can fix holes in clothes. Neat.
Yeah, it actually works on a lot of different things. Like
Is,
I can mend keys. I've had to do that before. Sometimes you can mend chains. Just anything that's not too big of a break.
Interesting. Could you help me with my my gut wounds here? I got shanked a little bit back there.
Doesn't really work on flesh.
Oh no, I meant my robes. My robes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shadow can help.
Okay. Am I wearing anything under my robe, Brady?
Are you?
I don't
That's
know.
Well, that's up to you.
It's your question. It's your
Do you
character.
have clothes and shit under your
I-
robe?
I-
or are you
I don't
one
know.
of those
I-
homeless
Are you
dudes?
just fucking naked under your robe?
Are
I
you
don't
the
know,
Big
man.
Lebowski, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I haven't
we
even
only
checked.
we
Just,
haven't
walked
even.
around, I was like,
Yeah.
I
Like
mean, I
this
like
is-
that we weren't
Squeeze
close,
between my knees
but
as well,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
if it makes you feel more comfortable, Shadow can do it without you taking off your clothes.
thank you.
like that's your opinion, man.
And Shadow proceeds in casting mending and fixing all of Jeff's holes.
And it works. All of the
I am-
holes are now mended. It looks almost good as new. Except for the
Yes.
occasional blood stain here and there.
But it's creepy as fuck because like these random ass shadows are coming in from everywhere. Almost like you're still in that place that we were just in.
So, I see your name is Shadow. Is that like a nickname, or is that your actual name?
Parents had very dark sense of humor.
Ah,
Well, maybe not dark, but as you can see, Shadow is very dark.
Dark.
I get it.
and why do you always refer to yourself in third person and everybody else in second person? And
Because that is how Tabaxi speaks.
oh, I did not
Because
know.
that is just how Tabaxi speaks.
Okay, Jazargo. I just think of that one Skyrim guy.
Khajiit has wares if you got
Yeah,
the coin.
right? Yeah, exactly. Also, when you're the first one to make a race in this specific campaign, you get to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, yes. I have decided
I am-
that all of the
I am
Tabaxi speak in
Tabaxi.
third person.
And all Tabaxi speak third person.
Is
Okay.
now lore.
Yeah, it's canon now.
Do you know any other spells that don't deal with like darkness and whatnot? Like any spells? Like
Shadow is not really sure how her magic works, but no, all of Shadow's spells sort of work with the shadows.
so you don't know any fire, water, air, or lightning spells?
Shadow has, and she pulls out this diamond. Shadow
Oh.
can cast elements through diamond.
How strong is that?
Strong as Shadow makes it, really.
Can you
Shadow can also teleport multiple ways.
speaking
Others.
speaking of using spells, could you step in that corner and I'll step in this corner and everyone else move out of the way? A clear path. I'd like you to hit me with one of those spells, particularly a air or water spell.
This again, and Adolin moves
As hard
away.
as Shadow can do.
Yes. And I prepare my orb. It's for an experiment.
Shadow is not familiar with air or water elements.
Oh. Any lightning?
Shadow can do lightning.
Okay, hit me.
So how strong?
Max strength.
Okay. So there's a moment. Hold on. Let's see. Just a second. Let's see. There is a moment that Shadow takes, and she's like concentrating a bit, and she gets out. As she oh wait, she creates a level spell slot.
Yeah, what level spell slot?
4th level spell slot.
Okay.
Casts Chromatic Orb at 4th level at you.
Okay. I put on my orb and pray.
All
With
right.
lightning damage.
Oh, damn it! That's not what I'm supposed to do. I didn't get rid of that.
You just casted a lightning spell.
Martin did.
Am I? I'm not. I'm close or far enough from Jeff, right? I'm not gonna magnetize with
Yeah, you're
plate
not.
armor
You
on.
guys aren't gonna. This is a single target spell, so it won't do anything to anybody else except for Jeff. So Jeff, you take. Let's see. You take out your orb, and you hold it as this chromatic orb. As Shadow is casting her spell, you watch as it starts to spark, and then all of a sudden it coalesces into a black lightning bolt that streaks out and attaches to your orb. You watch as your orb seems to be absorbing most of it until it has had its fill, and the rest of the remaining damage goes through your fingers and through your whole person as your hair stands straight up all over your body. Your eyes kind of dilate for a moment and then come back to normal. As you shake your head, you take 10 points of lightning damage.
8.
And you can put on there, add a tick to the lightning.
Okay. Cough. So that was.
What was
Gonna
point of that?
shake his head and, because he's seen this before, and give 8 points to lay on hands. Walk over and just shaking head like idiot.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Please.
Because
That's
that's
not how this works.
Oh, so I got this artifact I found, and it gets stronger. It absorbs elements, and it gets stronger once I absorb more. So I'm trying to build it up for defense, but I have to hurt myself essentially to make it stronger.
It is very strange.
It is. Don't get me wrong. Are you willing to do it again?
Actually, Shadow is kind of tired.
Okay, it's fine. Thank you, though. Appreciates you.
Shadow's kind of tired of you.
Okay.
Shadow has no more spell slot.
Okay. Well, thank you.
As you guys are all doing that, Nietzsche watches. Well, it looks like you need a couple more good berries than just one. And since you only took 10 damage and Adeline healed 8, he hands you 2 good berries. And if you eat them, they will heal you back up to full.
I eat
1
them.
HP apiece. And he also hands out everyone else a berry.
Thank you, good bear. My good bear.
Thank you, Nietzsche.
You're most certainly welcome.
Oh,
Nom nom nom.
Nietzsche, I have a question for you. Were you in this realm when you got stuck, or were you in a different realm when you got stuck into the Shadow Realm or the other world?
I crossed into the Shadowfell on accident. As I was traveling south, I saw the forest and I saw it change, and I went to investigate, and then I noticed that I was stuck there.
But were you in this world when you got stuck? Prior to getting stuck, or no?
You mean the material plane?
Yes, the one we're on now.
Yes, I was coming from the Dragonrin Mountains after talking to my good friend Fredrig.
Oh, okay.
Do you know him?
Oh, we are familiar. Yes, he's my favorite. I'm his favorite wizard.
Oh, you're his favorite wizard.
He might not think so, but I am.
Well, we didn't really talk about favorites much, but things seem to be going good since I last saw him. Before he went and met Fragan up in his lair, he was just a normal guy, and now he's the head of a whole company in Irisk.
Okay,
He's really made a name for himself.
that's good. We've been sending him customers potentially as well, so hopefully that helps him out. Didn't know about the company though.
Well, not a company as in, the Adventures Guild, I think is what they called it.
Oh yes, I recall now. That's what I thought he was doing, but he said company. Different meaning, word, same thing.
Hold on, I'm gonna leave Discord and come back, see if it fixes for Imhotep. Can you hear me now? Oh, it was him. Okie dokie, cool. Yes, so he's trying to get everything figured out exactly as to what his mission is, but So far, I do believe he sent out a couple Dragonborn to various locations to see if they can start more trade routes.
Okay, sounds good. So what are your plans now, since the forest has been taken care of, potentially?
Well, we did take care of the forest, but I still have a sense that there's something wrong nearby. Maybe not necessarily in this forest, but somewhere close by, there is still corruption that must be purified. And that is
Is it
my whole
coming
goal.
from the city?
Is the city to the southeast? You would know that it is
Yes.
to the southeast.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe it is, and I will have to go take a look. But first, I will have to cleanse portions of this forest to make sure there's no residual portals to the Shadowfell.
Okay. Do you mind if... Oh, go on.
Are you able to tell what the sensations are that you're having?
In what way?
You say you feel that there's something that needs to be taken care of, but is that all? Is it that
Yes,
vague?
it's just a sense. I have no idea what it could be. It could be any number of things. I thought it would have been this forest after I had been transported to the Shadowfell, but now that it has fallen, I still sense the great urge.
Well, remember how I talked to you about those people that were transforming? And you mentioned to me, I'm trying to remember what the creature's name was. The lycanthropes?
Oh, yes, those?
That was happening within that city of Cragstorm, so perhaps it is something of that relation. I'm not sure though.
It very well could. Unless they've already been living there for some time. But I'll have to go and check to see what it is. Once I get to Cragstorm, I should be able to pinpoint it within a few days.
Have you been to Cragstorm before?
No, I have not. I've heard decent things.
I would like to explain to him the plague going on there, the gate, not the gate, but the
Having to
plague
pay
pass.
to get in, yeah.
Yeah, and explain to him he could probably bypass that if he changes it to a bird and then just kind of shapeshifts back. And he may not want to be a bear in that city because I feel as if the humans and the rest of the people there would be very surprised and might attack him if he.
That is very good information, thank you. But I'm sure I'll find a way. I do have a friend that lives there. I wonder how she's doing. I should try to talk to her before I go.
Who is that? If you don't mind me asking.
What is her name? It's been years since I've spoken to her. He kind of sits there and ponders a little bit with his... You watch as he sits down, legs spread out. He's got both paws on his feet, and he's rocking back and forth as he's saying just random names. Amiria. That's her name, Amiria.
I think. Does she run a? What does she do there in the city?
She's a very powerful wizard last time I spoke to her. So she's probably doing some sort of magical stuff. I just remembered the last time we spoke, she was just moving to Cragstorm, but that was hundreds of years ago.
That name sounds semi-familiar. Is it to me? Did we hear that? Was that the name of the
It was
the
the
wizard?
name of Nishan's master.
Okay, so it wasn't the Grand Wizard of the Tower. It was in
More
the
than
keep.
likely, you would put two together, and that would be the Grand Wizard of Cragstorm. Yes.
Okay, I don't remember if you said her name though, and if not, that's all.
Nishan meant to say it. He had
Okay.
sent me a message saying, "Oh, by the way, you can say her name." So.
Okay. I relate to nature that that's probably the Grand Wizard of the is it the ruling family at the time? The royal family?
You would just know Grand Wizard of Cragstorm.
I just say Grand Wizard
More
of
likely
Cragstorm.
employed by the Bartons.
I say that.
So she has been employed as the Grand Wizard. That sounds really cool. I don't know what it means. I just know that she is very powerful.
Excuse me, if this person is a Grand Wizard, might they know where Shadow's magic comes from?
It's very possible, although I don't believe that she deals much with any sort of dark energies. And I have watched as you cast your spells and the shadows that coalesce around you. That is something way out of the material plane. I bet your powers come from somewhere else. You watch as Nietzsche kind of gets up and starts walking somewhere deep and dark. And then he gets a little bit closer. So dark that none of us could see. You are the embodiment of darkness, aren't you?
As he says that, Shadow casts darkness with her 2 sorcery points.
Ooh. Look, I can't see my face. Or my paw in front of my
Suddenly the
face.
entire area is just dark.
Right.
Shadow, can we see again, please?
Yeah, that'd be nice, please.
Okay.
Can I?
And now it's right.
As you do that, you look, nature is towering above you with a gentle smile on his face. I really do like you, Shadow, and he sort of pats your head. You have a great sense of humor. Now, all of you have eaten a good berry, correct?
Yes.
Yes, Dario, stop stabbing.
Okay. So you guys should be all well fed for the rest of the day. But I must leave you now, for I have work to do. But before I leave, you watch as he casts a spell, and some celestial-looking spirits enter this square right here. They look to be like rabbits and mice, all running around in circles and stuff, playing with each other. Everyone, walk through this celestial light for a moment. Heal yourselves up. You guys can all heal up to full HP if you haven't already.
Yay, full HP.
I walk into it.
You technically healed them last session already, but
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
This sounds cooler.
Okay.
Okay. We do that.
I do the thing where I'm healed. I feel.
What is this called, nature?
Oh, this is healing spirits.
Oh, interesting.
I call
Shadow's
upon
going
the
to try to-
spirits of nature, and they come and replenish or revitalize your body.
Hey, that's pretty neat.
My pet's one.
You can give it a shot. I don't know if they can be pet.
Shadow's going to very tentatively try to pet one of the two spirits.
So you reach in, and as you're trying to pet it, they kind of just keep doing what they're doing as if they pay no mind to you, and they sort of run through your hand. You don't feel anything, but they almost magically just teleport through your hand.
That's weird.
It doesn't look like they have any response to your physical form.
That's weird. Said the talking cat petting an illusory rabbit made by a talking. Sorry, that's I don't know if that's in character, out of character. You guys.
I would say it's probably in character. That would be a
Sorry.
Dario thing to do. It's okay, friend. Not many things of this world make sense.
That's sure. That's for sure.
Before you go, wait. I go to Oswald and say, "Can you link his sending stone I gave him to the rest of ours?"
chances are he's not going to be anywhere near us, so even if I did, how would he communicate?
Just on the off chance he gets close.
But
Don't
weren't
worry,
you going to
Jeff.
give that stone to...
His
If not-
betrothed.
Yes, if you could, I would get another one, but that also brings up the question of, may I have that back?
Yeah, Nietzsche hands it back. Don't worry, I will be able to find you more than likely.
Well, thank you.
Well, you guys all have a wonderful journey, and be safe, okay?
You as well.
You watch him walk outside of the Hobbit hut, and then he turns into a griffin. and then he flies up into the air, sort of lets out a caw, and then starts to fly towards the northwestern portion of the forest.
That was certainly unique to meet that person.
You sound like you're 50 feet away from your mic, Tep.
Oh, I am right here. I can.
No, he's
No,
fine
not
with-
you,
Oh
Jeff.
God! Ah!
Sorry.
No, Jeff.
You go first.
No, that was my comment. That was it. That was a unique experience meeting that person.
Yeah, him turning into a griffin was really metal. I appreciated that.
Well, Jeff, Shadow, do y'all want to rest? It
Shadow
seems
is very, very tired.
I am quite tired as well. Nearly drowning.
Yeah, I have a couple of
Just
holes
moments
in me
ago.
at this point.
well, I say let's make use of this hut that Jeff summoned and rest up before we head back to Crackstorm.
Sure.
Okay. So, you don't have to send anybody for watch unless you want them to sort of keep tabs on things that pass around the hut. If you want someone to do it, you can divide up as many shifts in as you want. Otherwise, you would all just sort of rest. Even though many days have passed, it has only felt like a few hours for you guys. So even though it is morning in the material plane, it feels as if you guys have been awake for the whole night.
Okay.
Also, Oswald wasn't harmed at all during that fight, so he'll take a little bit of watch
Okay.
just to make sure like no residue portals like Nietzsche mentioned.
All right. And everyone else is just gonna pass the fuck out.
Yeah,
Yep.
Aelin's gonna pass out. Yeah.
Spell slots.
So yeah, everyone take the benefits of a long rest. Oswald, as you stay up for about 2 to 3 hours or so, just making sure nothing happens, you look out and you keep looking back at the grave site that Adeline and Nietzsche were cultivating on the island, and you don't see anything going on, no weird magics or anything like that. You just watch as the stream trickles into this lake and then trickles out of it from east to west. You look around and you see it looks like a lot of the fauna are coming back. You see a lot of squirrels starting to come to the lake to get water, some deer and antelope coming to join as well. You see what looks to be a couple wolves, like a pack of wolves coming from the north side, getting their water as if they haven't drank in many days. So whatever curse was on this area has more than likely been depleted, as all of the natural inhabitants of this forest begin to reemerge from wherever they were sleeping. You all end up, the rest of you have already taken to the darkness as you fall asleep peacefully for once, not having to really worry about is something going to jump us in the night thanks to Jeff's tiny hut. And 8 hours pass by, and Oswald, you are woken up by the screeching of a celestial owl on the outside of the hut.
Am I the only one that hears this, or does it?
It would arouse everybody from their slumber.
Well, I will get up. I will walk out of the hut, and I can probably yawn or something as I'm waking up, but I will tend to the message.
All right. So you open up the little thing, and the scroll reads, "My fortress has been taken over by some tormented doctor. Not all is lost, though. We are thinning out the undead horde as we speak. it has taken many days to take out the larger creatures and abominations, but as of now, it should only take a few more days before my fortress is finally mine again. It goes through a couple more paragraphs to say there's some strange affliction that has affected my men. Many of them see nightmares as if they are real, but there's nothing there. We don't understand what's going on, but this has affected almost every living person that was left at the fortress. And for some reason, I cannot find Sylvia. As much as I would love to come rendezvous to you, it may take me many days or weeks before I would be free to meet up. If it's important, though, I do have a contact in Cragstorm that you can go and talk to. Her name is Emiria. Tell her I sent you and everything should be fine. And it's signed at the bottom, Sysiege the Crimson, and you see his official seal.
Alright, So the note is physical then? I'm allowed to...
Yeah. So you
All right,
take out the note and you can keep it.
That's what I will do then. And then I guess I will dismiss the owl, however that works.
Yeah, so after you take out the note, the owl sort of chirps, and then it flies up into the air before turning into a globe of light and then just disappearing. Since it carries no message at this point, it has nowhere to go except for away from the material plane.
Also, what is that?
It's a whistle used to... Think of it like your message spell, except it can be carried long distance. There's a little note that I am able to write on, and then the recipient on the other side will receive that letter.
I see. What are you talking to?
A man named Sysiege.
Is he like your boss?
Is Sysiege robust? I don't know his physical description.
Your boss.
Oh, I thought you said robust. My bad.
It's very
Yeah. And I know, but that's what I thought
He's
I heard.
very
I'm like,
fit, actually.
he's a
For
very
300-year-old elf, you know.
365, I think. Is that what I made it? Hold on.
In the 300s.
365
Quite lean.
years.
He's a year of years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would call him my boss, but I do work with him, yes.
Okay.
He has helped me in a time of need, so I help him as well.
So he doesn't really pay you? Or anything?
I mean, you get compensated for your work with him, Oswald.
As I help, yes, he will pay me for the work, but it's not like I'm expected to have a job for him all the time.
Okay, that's weird. Shadow wants back in.
But I'll look to Adel and Jeff. Remember how Sysiege had to leave in a hurry because something had happened?
Yes.
It appears some strange doctor he mentioned in my note they attacked and took over the fortress, and that him and his men are having to fight a lot of undead to reclaim it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Seeing that he
Siege's
mentioned...
fortress.
Yes,
The main one.
that is correct. It would appear that this... I'm going to assume this is the work of Nagex, as there are undead filling the place.
So
And he
her-
also mentioned that those who did not die have nightmares that they can't get rid of. So some dark magic, I'm assuming, is involved as well that has killed or corrupted all the men within the fortress.
Sounds
I'm
very
not
odd.
sure what to make of it, but the situation is not going well on their end. But they are slowly fixing the situation.
As bad as that sounds, he seems to be taking care of it. We'll have to eventually. I think our travels will probably take us back there eventually. And we can.
It's once we figure out what is going on in Cragstorm, assuming nothing else needs to be taken care of, it would be nice to check up on the fortress.
Yes, I agree.
But it seems that everyone is awake now. Do you want to see what's going on in Cragstorm since several days have gone by?
Oh yeah, let's go back to the city. Shato is very curious.
Oh, about that. Before I came back, I met with Firo, and he told me that his men are gearing up to fight the other faction. So we might be walking into a war zone when we get back.
Well, unless the Kasaro side is dealing with transformations and werewolves, I don't care to interfere if it's just the men fighting each other.
Yes, so just be prepared.
Optimistic considering our luck.
Shato is very prepared to run away. Shato can even bring one of you.
Wow.
One.
Okay, I'm take down this tiny hut. Everyone ready? Everyone ready for that?
I'm gonna step out before you.
Shadow's gonna like step out and jump on top of the tiny hut first.
Okay, so everyone exits the hut. Shadow climbs on top of it. As Jeff starts to dissipate the hut, it sort of shrinks a little bit before it sort of, I guess, dissolves around where Jeff's head would emerge and the rest of his body. Shadow, you are currently on Jeff's shoulders, like you're playing chicken in the pool.
Hello,
Having fun
Jeff.
there? Having fun there?
She like looks over your head, and her face is upside down to you.
Hi.
Shadow is having fun.
Could you please get down?
Shadow climbs down you like a tree.
Thank you.
That's a good question.
I was gonna say make a strength check if I were Brady, but
Well, it shouldn't be hard for Jeff to shoulder 142 pounds. Actually, what's your strength modifier, Jeff?
Yeah, but that's not
well,
easy
It's
either.
a 2. You want me to roll strength?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I would say having it on your shoulders and having a good sense of gravity, you would be fine.
Okay.
If you had a negative modifier, fuck yeah, roll.
Quick collapse over
man.
here.
You weak
There's a
ass.
joke. There's a joke here that I both want to make and don't want.
You should definitely make it.
Oh,
Yeah, you've enticed us now.
You see,
Don't make
You
me
could've-
beg.
Kincaid.
Daddy.
Nah, bitch, say it.
Makes him uncomfortable. He's typing it.
Oh.
You can't say roll to handle this pussy out loud. Come on, dude.
Right, dude? Saying roll to handle this pussy is so easy. You just
It's
simply do it.
It's kind of underage, though. It's
Actually, a dexterity check though.
Oh, you're right. My dex is
sleight
1.
of hand.
I don't think I can do it.
You rolled a natural 1. Your finger blaster does not work as well as you thought it would.
Wrong hole. Wrong hole. But
That also
You
works.
accidentally cast the only evocation spell you know.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
also Shadow is 14.
Truth.
Yes, little.
Yeah,
Oh
that.
yeah.
We literally just
that
got
is-
through this conversation.
The bear just left. So
This is why I didn't want to say it out loud.
So, I mean, this medieval society, you know, I don't really think there's. Is there ethics laws like that going on?
I
hope
have
there'd
no
be.
idea.
Yes,
Once,
because Dario is right there. He is a living ethics law.
That's not the kind of work Shadow is in.
in theory, once the woman bleeds, they are ready to birth children.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So anyway, we.
But
We
yeah.
got-
So at this point in time, it is 3 p.m.
Okay.
It takes you guys roughly, well, Adeline has his mount that he can summon, while the rest of you would either have to walk or Jeff would have to continuously cast fly on everybody.
I don't know where the mount was, but I feel like it should have been around.
Yeah.
I need to collect herbs and whatnot, and I need to collect all the flora I can possibly find from this forest.
Shadow does
before I
that
go
too.
back.
Okay.
Nah.
And I want to use my owl. Could bring him out of his pocket dimension to help me find things and have him bring things to me as well.
Okay.
Shadow.
Do you want me to do a roll of nature thingy?
Yeah. Both of you roll nature for me.
Shadow
I
will
wanna
also
re-
be collecting various shiny
I
rocks.
want to
that look
reroll
like
that
metal.
shit. Reroll the nature check.
Okay.
Got him. Fuck you and your +8 modifiers.
It's fucking strong.
So, as you guys are walking out of the forest, Jeff, you tell your owl to go and pick any various, what are they called? Plants and funguses that are around the area. And your owl nods in agreement and starts to fly around. It tries to stay within its 100-foot range to continue communicating with you as it does it. Every now and then you feel the tether between your owl and you sort of dissipate and then come back as it comes back into range. Otherwise, you guys would end up picking quite a hefty bunch of plants and such. You don't really know what all these plants are. They all do seem to be from the material plane, though, as the Shadowfell is no longer around this area. Until you get them to the herbalist, you would not be able to identify them. But I would say go ahead and put down that you each got 5 pounds of herbs. Which
5
is
pounds of
5
herbs.
pounds of herbs, and you put
That's
them in a bag.
Ton when you consider how heavy plants are.
Right?
That's a bunch of oregano.
I want to divide them into two piles. So I'll do so in my bag.
Does Shadow obtain any shiny rocks?
Oh, you were looking for rocks?
As well as herbs.
Yeah, I would say you would find like 3 shiny rocks.
Yes.
They don't seem to be gems, but they're just really fucking shiny. Almost as if they were wet. And then you realize, wait, I got
They
them
are
from
wet.
the lake and they were wet.
Oh.
But they're shiny for now. Go ahead and
Skip them.
as you guys are heading back to Cragstorm, who is going to be navigating you guys and who's going to be sort of looking out to make sure you guys aren't being followed and such?
I'm a lookout
Shadow will be in the.
because I'm mounted.
Okay.
I would prefer to assist the lookout, but if no one's going to navigate, then I would take my shot at that.
Am I still on a goat?
I
Mountain goat? Ram
believe so.
thing? I don't think that ever changed.
Yeah, I don't remember you recasting it to change it. But go ahead and is anybody navigating?
I'll navigate.
Okay. So Jeffrey rolls survival. Adeline and Oswald, either one of you roll perception with advantage, or both of you roll separately. Y'all's choice.
Shall I whisper? Oh, my choice? We can
y'all's
both roll.
I'm fine with both if you want to do then.
Yeah.
I'm rolling, right? No.
I did say that before
Yes,
I
you
clicked
did.
it.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Roll.
My 2 there.
My advantage would be shit. Yeah, we can both roll. That's fine.
I already said it.
Yeah,
I already said
I
it.
know. I'm fucking with you. All right. So, Jeff, you're able to lead the way rather simply, especially with it. You know, you can every now and then as you're turning trees and such going through this forest, you can see a large sort of wall on the other side. So you know exactly what direction you're headed. As for Oswald and Adeline, you guys are looking around, and Adeline seems to be somewhat distracted by something that's on his mind as he's looking around. So every now and then, Oswald, as you guys are looking around, you would look over, take a glimpse, and you see Adeline kind of shake his head and then start to look around again. Y'all don't see anything else out of the ordinary. You do see a lot of the creatures of the forest going around and gathering food, almost as if they're stocking up, or maybe it's been too long since they last ate. You're not really sure what the whole effect of the Shadowfell had on the normal creatures of this forest, but more than likely it's looking as if they were almost in a sort of stasis. Like they weren't alive, but they weren't dead. They weren't able to really do anything but just kind of sit there. But it takes y'all roughly 4 hours to get back to Cragstorm at a pretty moderate pace.
All right, well, real quick, as we were walking back, my character would have gone next to Shadow for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow, I know you mentioned that you've been in danger before and that you're used to similar situations, but are you okay with still being with us? Because we're more than likely going to have these dangerous encounters rather frequently. I just want to make sure that you're alright with it.
Shadow is fine, if not for Jeff deciding to walk into the water and being attacked by a crazy monster, then Shadow would have stayed alive. Or would have stayed awake during that fight.
The inner machinations of my mind.
True, but if a different situation happened, you could get hurt again. I just want to prevent that as much as possible.
Shadow is not dead yet. Shadow has had plenty of reason to be dead, but... And yet, Shadow is still here, talking with crazy people.
Yes, and it's only going to get crazier as time goes on, but
Shadow is fine with that. Shadow has had her fill of stealing for pay.
very
Just
well.
to stay alive.
And that'd have been it for me. Unless Shadow wants to keep talking.
Man, crazy. That's how it goes.
Okay.
Going off the rails, man.
So, as you guys approach Cragstorm, you notice that there are still people coming and going from the gate. The gate is still closed, and they're checking people for their papers. As you notice this, you guys all get your papers handy and ready to go. You got to do /whisper who you're whispering to, and then the message.
Okay.
And there should be a little drop down that lets you click on who it is that you're whispering to make sure you don't misspell anything. Anyway, so you see people still living around the outskirts in the slums. You still see folks leaving with their wagons and such, heading to look for new places to live since they're not welcome here at this current time. But it does seem to be a little more quiet than the past few days that you guys have spent here. You guys approach the gate and they ask for your papers. You all hand them over. They look them over. Oh, they're clear. Open the gate. And then they open up the gate and you guys walk in. currently, we will just use Jeff's token since he's on the board right now. You guys are at the north gate. Where do you go once you get to Cragstorm?
I looked at Jeff. That familiar that you have, how often can you change its form?
Oh, I have to resummon it.
Does that take much from you to resummon your familiar?
It takes an hour of me doing the ritual chant and preparing it, and I have to use various material components, but it's not too taxing on me. Why?
Well, the night after we fought those men that had transformed, I did some investigating at the alchemist house in the morning, and I found this pipe that a rat had went into. It was too dark for me to see anything, but I was wondering if your spider familiar would be able to go down there and
Oh, I could also
investigate.
make a rat.
A rat as well, whatever works. If you would be able to investigate if there's anything anywhere that pipe would lead to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll just need you to watch my body because I can take the form of the rat, but my body is useless at that point. So I just need you to watch over me.
Is there a distance for that spell?
Around 100 feet.
100 feet for you to keep in contact with it. Otherwise, it can go as far away from you as it wants. You just will not know what's going on beyond the 100 feet unless you can visibly see it. So it's like another creature. So if you tell your owl, hey, fly 3 miles that way and then come back and tell me what you see, and then you would just wait for it to come back, and it could tell you once it gets within the 100-foot range. But you would feel if something happened to it, like a sharp magical sense that, oh, my spell's no longer activated. So you would know if something like attacked it or something and killed it, or dismissed it, I guess, because it technically wouldn't die.
I wouldn't mind watching. However,
Okay.
if there's too much activity around, I would rather wait till it calmed down.
Sure. We can do so tonight.
Tonight works.
Potentially.
Yeah, whenever there's less town commotion going on, I
Okay.
think that would work best.
That's good. Oh, also, that cloak you had from the spirit we slayed. Would it be possible if I could have that?
I don't see why not, but do you have a use for it?
Oh, there's a man I know that lives inside Siege Fort, and I could potentially have him look at the cloak and maybe discern some information from it.
I was thinking the same thing, actually, going with it at Side Siege's Fortress, but if you want to hold on to it for now, fine by me.
Thank you.
And then I will proceed to take it out of my bag and hand it to Jeff's character.
Okay, easy enough. Where are you guys headed as you're walking into Cragstorm and talking?
I'm assuming the tavern direction by default, unless that changes.
I want to go to the herbalist shop first.
Alright.
I bet
As-
you do.
As we're walking and Shadow's listening in on this random ass conversation that they're having, if you need help keeping lookouts at nights, Shadow can see very well in the dark.
Oh, sure. Thank you. We might, yeah. We'll let you know later tonight. We still gotta assess the situation in town first. But we'll be
Okay.
doing some sleuthing since our sleep schedule's all off.
I guess Shadow is very good at sleuthing.
Yeah. So as you approach the herbalist hut, it is beginning to get dark outside. It's probably about 7:30 at night from your travels after resting. You walk up and you see her tending to a couple plants that are near her hut. And as you approach, do you call out to her, or how do you approach?
This is the
Adeline,
alchemist.
this is the herbalist.
Ho, woman!
Jeff and Adeline would know the mannerisms to present to this herbalist. You guys, the rest of you, as you approach the herbalist, since this is your first time, you see what looks to be some pretty steady trees planted all around in a sort of circle, almost as if this is like her home, her grove. In between the trees are vines, very thick vines that sort of tangle around the trees to make sort of a nature fence. So instead of, your normal fence posts that you see at the farmers use, this one looks very natural, very nature made. Yeah, much like a hedge without the leaves though. So no leaves, it's just a big old tangling of branches. There are stepping stones that lead up to her hut, and then the rest of it is nice fresh soil and grass. Almost looks like very pure, as if she tended to it herself to make sure that it would live a very nice life. As you guys do approach the entrance to her little grove, you watch as Jeff and Adeline both take off their shoes and leave them at the front entrance.
So Shadow's gonna 100% barge in with her shoes on.
Okay.
Hello, can I buy a...
As you are saying hello, your feet get a couple inches from the ground before a big old branch protrudes from the grass and sort of stops your foot from connecting to the soil, and then it pushes you back, and then it goes back into the ground almost as if it wasn't there. So you're stopped mid-sentence, but you see this woman sort of perk up and look over. Please remove your shoes before touching the grass.
Dario removes his shoes.
Shadow's going to bend down and poke at the grass.
Good call, Dario.
How does this work?
Dario's not scared or anything. He just does it normally. He's basically not fazed by this, but he's...
So does everyone else take off their shoes, Oswald and
I will
Shadow,
just
right?
remain out.
Shadow will take off the shoes.
All right. So Oswald stays outside. He doesn't really have any business with this woman, and hangs out while you guys all take off your shoes and start walking. As you're walking through the soil, it feels very, very wonderful on your feet, almost as if you're getting a massage every step you take. The grass here is of such quality. But you walk forward, and this woman comes to greet you. She looks at you, she doesn't really look at you, but looks more in your direction through you.
Adeline, you know her better than I do. You go first.
We have brought you herbs, and I point at Jeff's bag. And then I realized that she really can't see me do that, and so I motioned to Jeff to give her the bag.
I mage hand and grab and levitate over the bag of. Well, actually, wouldn't be strong enough.
No, it can hold up to 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
But how much does the bag weigh by
The
itself?
bag is 5 pounds. You both
Okay.
got 2 bags of that were 5 pounds each. So you would carry one
Okay.
bag over, and she would hold out her hand, and that's quite a lot of herbs.
Oh, I only want to give her the 2.5 pounds.
Yeah,
Oh, 2.5
assumed
pounds.
that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You watch as she opens the bag and starts sniffing some of them. Some weeping trees. She starts sniffing some more of them. This one, a ruby blush rose. And then this one, she keeps sniffing, and she has a look of puzzlement. She looks puzzled. And I've never smelt this one before. Can you describe its color? And
What do I see?
as you look at it, you see a bloomed flower. It looks very much like a tulip, but the petals are of not really from what you've seen in the wilderness and such. They're usually one color, And if they are two colors, it's usually like a white or orange, some sort of variation. But this one is sort of a black and red pattern to it. It reminds you of the Shadowfell itself.
I explain how it's a red and black tulip looking flower, and tell her that we went on a somewhat of a crazy adventure in our time in the forest, and I would like to tell her what happened in detail about like the Shadowfell and the spirit.
In detail,
Yeah.
you probably spend about 15 minutes of, speaking to her about what you guys found, and she sort of puts all of these different herbs back into the little sack and ties it up. Well, it sounds like somehow you guys lived through the curse of the forest. You should be happy that you're alive and back home.
Oh, we almost didn't. A few of us actually. I almost drowned, and someone almost died rescuing me.
That's a shadow.
Yes, our fearless feline friend here saved my life.
Well, I'm just glad that you all were able to actually come back and return. More than likely, people go to that forest and they never come back, so...
It seems that whatever curse was laid there, we've taken care of it because the life seems to be returning, like the squirrels and the deer and the natural fauna seem to be coming back.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. So I'm guessing if you were wanting to go there yourself, you probably could now.
That is very good to know. I will definitely have to go and take a look. But for now, give me 1 second. And she takes the bag with her and goes into her hut. And then she returns with a smaller bag and hands it to you for your troubles.
Oh.
And she
What is
hands
this?
you 25 gold.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, thank you for bringing me herbs, especially one that I have yet to identify, but hopefully there's some good medicinal properties that I can use from it to help the sick.
Well, sounds like a plan. If you ever need anything else, just let me know.
Very well, and she smiles at you.
Oh, and I'm going to ask about those roots and stuff I gave to her earlier. Has she been able to work on those at all?
Actually, I've not even taken a look. I do apologize. Things have been rather strange around here in the recent days. I don't know
Oh,
if
how
you've...
so?
Yeah. Well, it seems that more and more infected are appearing, and there was actually an outbreak a couple days ago. Many people got injured.
Still no cure in sight?
Not from what we've been told. Us commoners don't get the newest information, but I do know that they've allowed the Grand Wizard to start working on it.
Oh, that's good at least. Might have to pay her a visit.
If you can get an audience with her, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else I can do for you tonight, it is getting late and I have other herbs that I need to tend to.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Shadow would like to buy an herbalism kit.
Oh, an herbalism kit. I should have an extra one in my hut. Give me 1 moment, please. You watch her go into her hut, and she comes out with a tiny little herbalism kit. Let's see. Forget how much those are. I'm looking at it. Herbalism kit. Where the hell is it? Do you see herbalism kit? Maybe this.
It appears to be not listed on
gold.
Roll20.
Yeah. That'll be 5 gold.
Alright, here's 5 gold. Shadow hands her 5 gold.
You have fun now.
Thank you.
All right.
Was I able to hear that conversation, by the way? Or am I...
Yeah,
too far?
you would be able to. They're only like 10 feet away from you, and they're talking at normal volume.
By the way, that outbreak you mentioned, do you know what it was? Or able to describe it?
All I know is that some folks somehow appeared out of what seems to be nowhere from what the gods are saying, and they had extra appendages, and they were running around the streets attacking anyone they saw on sight, even if they were heavily armored and wearing regular clothes. They didn't care, they just wanted to kill.
What kind of appendages?
I would say extra legs, but coming from their back, it was much too strange.
They have talons?
Not talons.
The pointy.
Well, yes, but they were able to use these legs, and they were able to move rather quickly, and it seemed like they were able to climb with no work, like no hesitation at all.
That sounds like the Baxi.
But the gods were able to incapacitate some of them, and they're probably with the Grand Wizard being looked at now, and more than likely the rest of them were killed on sight. The remains of those folks are more than likely with the Grand Wizard as well.
Well, thank you for this information.
Yes. Y'all have a wonderful night.
You as well. Take care.
Okay. So you guys go back and put on your shoes. Where would you like to head to next? It's probably about 7:50 at this time. You know, most of the shops are either closed already or beginning their closing procedures. Tavern's obviously still open. You see the guards walking around with torches out as the light from the sun has pretty much almost completely vanished.
The tavern is what I vote.
Yeah, the tavern sounds good.
As we head to the tavern, I'm going to use the sending stone. That sounded like more experimentation of people transforming, perhaps. She mentioned they just simply wanted to kill, and those men that we questioned spoke on how they just had a lust for fighting, for killing. If I had to take a guess, it's the same thing going on.
That does make sense. Also, Fiero said that the Caseros and Martellos are going to be fighting soon, so they could be using more of those potions as well. And a few of their men just got out of hand. Well, we should meet with Fiero. He should know more about this. See what he says.
So as you guys are walking towards the tavern, you notice that the patrols in the town have doubled up. So instead of two guards walking side by side, now they're groups of 4. All of them are wearing some hefty armor, and they're packing some heat. Pack a gun. Kidding. But yeah, they're all well armed and armored, as if they're ready for something to hit the fan anytime soon. As you guys approach the tavern, you see that it's busy, but not with normal folk. These all look like the gentlemen that were with Fiero the very first couple nights, as well as during your fight with those men from Casero. There's a lot of them that are hanging outside of the tavern. One of them stands in front of the doorway with his arms crossed, watching as everybody passing by. Every window has somebody kind of hanging outside of it to make sure that no one tries to sneak in. There's even a couple dudes that are hanging out on the roof. As you approach, the gentleman goes, "What's your business?"
Trying to meet with Fiero if he's here.
Oh yeah, what for? Who you?
I'm his wizard friend. You
A
can
wizard
mention that to him.
friend?
Yes.
Huh.
Just
Ain't many wizards in this town. How do I know
True.
you're telling the truth?
Well, you could easily ask him to come out here, and he'd tell you, and then probably wouldn't be too happy that you're preventing me from getting in.
Oh, so you're threatening me, huh?
No, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I do like it when people threaten me. You watch him uncross his arms and start to walk up. But within a couple moments, the door opens and you see Firo himself. Oh, Jeff, my friend, how you doing? And
Pretty
you
good,
see this
Firo.
gentleman
How's it
look back. Yeah, I was just about to go and let these guys in, actually, Firo. Oh, well, that's good of you, pal. I don't know how you understood they were my friends, but you're doing your job. That's right.
Good job.
So, Jeff, friends, come on in.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
You did it, buddy. You did a great job.
I shoot the guard a shit-eating grin.
I pat him
So walk in.
aggressively on the back.
He kind of looks at you with
I
a little.
massage the area that I slapped. I really get in, and then I keep walking.
You feel a nice
Deep tissue
sting.
massage.
You feel a nice sting on your back as he smacks the shit out of it, and then he starts to caress that area on your back. It feels good, but it's kind of weird having a gentleman do this to you.
I
You've
say,
never
ooh.
experienced these feelings before.
So anyway, you guys walk in, and there are a fuck ton of people. All of them are, they're wearing all like leather gear. There's a couple gentlemen wearing like chainmail and stuff. All of them are armed. Pretty much everyone has like either a hand crossbow, a light crossbow, as well as some sort of melee weapon. It almost looks as if this is like a command center.
Looks
So-
like we're in the middle of a civil war.
Yeah.
Well, it'd only be civil if the Caseros were already dead, you know, but this is what they get for messing with us the other night.
Are they still experimenting with those transformations?
You know, more than likely they are, but I can't tell for sure. The other
No.
day, actually, hold on a second. He looks over at Jeff. Didn't you guys go camping or some shit over in the forest?
Yes, we some of our companions here got caught in this. Basically, there was.
Hold on, wait, hold on. You guys actually went into the forest?
Yeah, we cleared up whatever was happening there, so it should be
Then-
good to walk.
How are you
We had
back
a
then?
bear of a time.
We fixed it.
What? Hold
There-
on. What does this cat mean that you fixed it?
There
We had a
appears to have
bear of
been-
a time.
There
Um,
appears to have been some entity maintaining the barrier, and we had confronted this entity and almost died to it, but after we had defeated the creature, the forest started returning to normal.
So wait. So what you're telling me is you walked in the forest, you disappeared and were unable to come back, and so you just killed the thing, and then now everything's all good?
Basically,
as simple as that sounds, yes. It was a spirit from this. Have you heard of Negex before?
I'm gonna like step on Jeff's foot as he like just casually says that out loud.
No, never mind. Basically,
Well, no,
an evil spirit was
you
there.
said it. You said it, but Oswald didn't. He couldn't step on your foot in time because Negex is, an easy word to say. Negex. Hold on. Negex.
Oh.
I can't say that I have heard of it, but honestly, it sounds pretty ominous. Who's that?
Oh, just
The guy.
I look to Oswald and think, you handle this then.
A bad person that may be involved with necromancy. That's what we know at the moment.
Hold on, Negex necromancy. Hold on. Wait. Is that elven chick?
It would be, yes.
You guys fought her?
No, but it appears that she had a stillborn child at one point, and that forest was the burial
A lot of
site.
shadow.
Oh wow, that's some dark shit. But you killed the thing, so now everything's capiche, huh?
We believe it was some type of guardian over the burial site, but yes, after this creature died, it appears the dark necromancy or whatever it was had faded away.
Huh. Well, ain't that something? Well, I don't think whatever you killed over there had any effect on Cragstorm itself. We're still seeing these infected folks popping out of the ground, it seems.
As feared. Kind of was hoping that was linked together, but at least now people can go in the forest and life seems to be returning. All the animals and plants are
That may be
getting back in
true,
order.
but I'm not sure that many folks are going to want to test it just yet, you know. I mean,
No.
many
Just
families
letting you
have
know.
lost folks, you know. But yeah, hey, that's some good news actually, you know. Even with all this shit going on between the two families and all these infected folks killing anybody they see, it's good to have some positivity for once in a while.
Speaking of the civil war going on here, what exactly do they do?
Well, seems that more orphans have gone missing recently, and we're not sure exactly where they came from. And from what I noticed is one of those infected folks that attacked was just a child. And I don't know how the hell he did it, but he had like 4 legs protruding from his back.
Wait, they are experimenting with the orphans now?
Well, if it's the Caseros, then yeah, they are, and I'm not too happy about it. I could have sworn I had you guys deliver that package to the alchemist, and he should be gone. So, either A, you didn't give it to the right guy, which I saw the house, it's definitely the right guy, unless it was the wrong man at the house. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is somehow the kids are getting snatched up, and they're getting turned into these creatures, and it just... whoa, it makes me mad.
I mean, if you don't know the inside of the Casero family, that could have just been only one alchemist that worked on the outside.
Yeah, it's true. There could be a whole number of people, but in all honesty, Caseros had it coming for a while anyway, and Martillo just finally gave us the word to get ready. He hasn't told us to do anything yet. He just said get ready, and usually that means get ready for some blood.
Well, there appears to be a pipe at that alchemist place that may lead somewhere. I plan to look into it later, or at night when traffic is slowed down in town.
Oh, very well. How big of a pipe?
Bigger than a rat. Jeff here can cast familiars, and I'm gonna see if his familiar can find anything, if the pipe leads anywhere.
Wow, you don't say. Huh. I'll have to go with y'all when y'all do that so I can figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's also some... If the rubble has not been cleared yet, perhaps you could help move it and maybe we could find a hidden latch if there is something below his house.
Very true, very true. We'll have to give it a look. But you said it needs to be a little dark outside, right?
I would prefer there being less movement going around in town as we go there.
Okay. I can definitely have some men posted around, and if things get a little hairy, they could cause a real big distraction for us, if you know what I mean.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, for now, what do you guys plan to do?
I need to prepare my familiar. It takes about an hour. Gonna get something small like a rat or a bat or a spider, something small that would be able to fit in that pipe.
Okay.
Probably a rat.
Alright, well, yeah, you've still got your room from what I can tell. You never checked out, but, I mean, obviously that platinum that gentleman floated you has covered quite a hefty stay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you do your thing, and then I guess I'm going to be talking with my folks. We're going to get a game plan started.
Okay.
Well, there's something weird with that barrier as well. It appears time flows quicker in that barrier, for we were only gone for but a few hours.
No, you
Well,
weren't. You were
several-
gone for a couple days.
To you. it
Yes,
was
on
days
your
for
end,
us.
apparently days passed by while only hours for us.
Holy shit, like a hyperbolic time chamber or some shit?
Yes,
I'm so kidding.
just not as strong, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
Seems,
that's some stuff. Time flows differently on a different plane of existence. Who knew? All right.
Okay.
Well, Jeff, you go do your thing. When you're done, come find me. I'll be down here.
Okay. Go, Mark. I'm gonna take the last of my incense off. Familiar materials.
Okay.
I have no more casts after now. the more materials.
Does your does that not allow you to use your what I forgot what the item's called that you can cast
Spellcasting
spells with?
focus? No.
Yeah, the focus.
Oh, I still need incense. It's additional stuff, I think. I say goodbye to my owl and tell him to eat. He did good, pig. He did good. And then I dismiss him.
Okay. So while Jeff's upstairs doing his find familiar spell, are you guys going to have casual conversation downstairs?
Well, I guess before Jeff starts the spell, I would ask I know a rat would work, but would a spider be better in case if something was in the way and we had smaller cracks that it would need to go through?
Let me see. I pull out this. I still have that book, don't I, Brady? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at a creature list. So what I'm looking at is bat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poison snake, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, weasel. So I'm thinking rat, weasel, or spider. Let's see.
I would imagine the spider would have the easiest time having to move between tight spaces.
Yeah, because a spider is tiny.
And it's
And they can fly, technically.
Okay, we can do spider. It has dark vision too, so it'll definitely be able to see in there.
I can fly downwind.
As
They'd be gliding then.
as the rat does not have dark vision, nor does the weasel.
Okay, so you're gonna cast spider.
Yes.
Okay, simple enough. So Jeff heads upstairs after your conversation and begins his thing. The rest of you are open to talk amongst each other, unless you don't want to.
Well, I'll ask Fira a question. Do you have alchemists yourselves?
Oh, of course. We typically use Martin. He lives outside of town, but he works with us on the down low. And then Dr. Gia, he's not really an alchemist per se, but he's definitely on the payroll.
Do you think Martin would be a similar level to the one the Caseros had working for them that was crafting those potions?
Oh yeah, more than likely he's better than that guy. Martin's been around the business for quite a while, so him and Willow have been working together to make really good stuff to sort of aid the sick and stuff, which is why we got to keep it on the down low. Willow doesn't like working with either of the families, so if she were to find out, Martin would be cut off by her supply, and then he'd probably be lesser than Caseros after that, not having the quality herbs and stuff that she can grow. Unless we stole them, of course, but no one's allowed to do that under my order.
I guess I will go to him at some point then, because I found a couple of potions at the alchemist's place, and whatever's inside may be related to what they're consuming to transform.
Oh, also I have a bunch of herbs I need to give to Martin. Martin? Or what's the guy outside his name?
Yeah, Martin.
Martin, yeah.
But he's more than likely closed at this point, so
Yes.
you'll have to do it the next day. But Firo looks at you, Oswald. Yeah, I'm sure that would help with his research, and maybe it could help us figure out what the hell Casero's men are doing, and if they're the ones behind this whole infection business. But in all honesty, from what we saw the other night, these infected folk, they were nothing like them. They almost didn't seem like they were actually alive, you know, as if their bodies were moving on their own.
Maybe, but perhaps we could find a possible antidote or cure for one of the issues.
Yeah, very true. All in due time, though. Now they got the Grand Wizard working on the thing. Did you hear about that?
Yes, we did actually.
You're upstairs. What are you doing?
Damn it, you're right. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, go for it.
Pull me in the thing when you're ready for me.
I mean, you can still listen.
No, it's okay. I shouldn't be there, so I can't understand what you guys are saying.
Alright, if you want, that's...
Yeah.
I only think that's necessary for like the secret things you want to do.
No, it's all good.
Okie dokie. Jeff's level of immersion.
This is increase +1.
Yeah. All right, so where were we at? Oh yeah, the Grand Wizard's working on it now.
Yes, Emiria, I believe.
Yeah, that's her.
Does this Emiria have a title besides Grand Wizard? Or-
Not that I know of. We all know her as the Grand Wizard of Cragstorm. Other than that, she's only been working here for, I don't know.
But I mean, if one were to gain an audience, how would you address this Grand Wizard?
I would just call her Grand Wizard, but I mean, getting an audience with her, good luck. It's not that she doesn't want to see everybody, it's just that she's so busy with this whole thing going on. And whatever the Bottons have her doing, she doesn't really have time to just talk to folk. I don't even know the last time we saw her. It's been maybe almost a year since she's even left the palace. She must be going crazy.
I'm sure I'll be able to. I have a seal from a man known as Sage the Crimson.
Never heard of him.
He works with her,
Oh,
and so with his seal, I may be able to get an audience.
so you got an insight. That's pretty good. You know what? You're a lot more useful than I had previously thought. Not only do you have skills and strength, but looks like you got connections too. I'll keep that in mind, pal.
Very well.
As you guys continue to talk, the door opens and you see a gentleman walk in. All the people kind of look up and they all kind of stop what they're doing. Everything is silent as this man walks in. Firo looks up. Lord Martillo, how you doing, sir? And you see this gentleman walk through. Good evening, Firo. I have come to see if preparations are almost completed. Well, I mean, pretty much. Like all the guys are here, and then we've got other people around town. The Casero's whole estate is pretty much surrounded by our folks. Like, we're ready to act on your will, unless there's something specific you had in mind. No, Firo, but I think tomorrow morning is when we strike. Casero and his men, they have not been seen for a few days. And I think this is the time to take them out fully and completely. Yeah, whatever you say, sir. Is there anything specific you want us to do, or I just want to make sure that all traces of the Casero family are scratched away from history. I don't want anything. Buildings toppled down. I want everything burned. Everybody killed. Yeah, we can do that for sure. Yeah, the boys are ready. Just any specific time? All right, when sunrise begins, make the assault. Yes, sir. Happy to do it. And as he says that, he looks over at Oswald and Dario and Shadow and Adeline. He doesn't really recognize who Adeline is. Adeline hasn't had too much conversation with Firo. So you are all the ones that saved Firo's hide the other night. I thank you. In fact, I owe you all a favor in due time. So be thinking about what you could possibly want, and I will try within my power to make it through. Other than that, we hope to have your cooperation in these trying times. Other than that, everyone should get a good night's rest. I will see you all at dawn. And he turns around, and you see there are...
Can I speak before he turns around?
I mean, you can go for it, yeah.
When you said slaughter everyone, are you
I
including
need to
women
kill
and children?
everybody in that sector. I don't care who it is, what they did, or why they're there. Everyone dies.
Why would you kill children, though?
Because children will carry on the memory of their families dying at the hands of the Martillos. They will grow up to become strong, with a burning rage against Martillos, and they will kill Martillos. Nip it in the bud, and you have no problem. Is that understood, Firo? Yes, sir. Anyway, no more questions. And he begins to walk out. He's got a couple gentlemen that are well armed. They're wearing plate armor and wield great swords. And they're walking behind him as they exit out. And then, where is the... As he walks out, Firo, you guys look, and he's kind of baffled. He's like, wow, I've never actually seen him leave his house before. That's kind of weird.
You're okay with slaughtering children?
I have to. Personally, I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. Children are, they're the future. So, but the man has a point. If we kill their families and just leave the children, they're going to eventually grow strong and be able to take us out before we know it. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but my hands are tied.
What happens if you disobey?
Wow. We probably won't be having no more conversations, that's for sure.
Well, I have no problem assisting with those who are transforming into beasts and of that nature, but I will not take part in slaughtering innocent people.
And hey, you're not binded to no contract or nothing. You've been helping us out of the goodness of your heart, and we've compensated you properly, so, I mean, you're not part of either family. You pick a side, you stick to it, or you pick no side and just stay out of the way. How about that? Because I don't want you guys to have to get hurt by our hands, You guys have done us a great service, and we appreciate it. But business is business.
Fucking Jeff.
Yeah, let's pull this asshole back in. Since they're speaking with the speaking stones, you guys can talk freely.
Okay. Thinking, wait, what do you mean, who wants to kill?
Strange shifty man named Martillo wants to kill all of the caseros, including the men, women, and children, burn down the homes, and basically erase them from existence.
Oh,
Very much a burn the field, salt the earth tactic here.
you said Martil... What? He's
Lord
there?
Matillo himself showed up to make
Oh.
sure that Firo's preparations were going on.
What was he like?
A snake-looking
shifty.
mofo.
Long hair, kind of reddish-looking eyes.
A Japanese anime character.
Yeah.
Very evil-looking dude.
Red eyes are never a good sign.
This gentleman right here.
Hmm.
A deep auburn.
He's very pixelated to us.
Yeah.
Yes, that was also a red flag.
What does
Yeah.
what does Hero think?
the original NES title. I'm just joking.
Potentially related to missing
Castlevania.
Oh no, he's Nintendo.
Does he pop in that way? No, he's popping. Cool.
Well, not to act too unnatural, but what does still keep talking to Firo and whatnot, but what does Firo think about all this?
He plans to obey.
Hiro is uncomfortable, but it is his boss.
Okay.
Gotta
When-
come carefully on this.
When did you plan to do this?
Well, I told him I have no issues with taking care of the transformation and the beast and creatures, but I myself will not take part in slaughtering innocent people.
In the morning, Jeff. In the morning.
In the morning. Oh.
Okay, so this is going down when? Tomorrow
Sunrise tomorrow.
out of character, what time is it now? Like 3 in the
It's like-
afternoon?
No, it's it's nighttime, dude. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30.
Going night night.
Okay, so what I propose is that we have another long night ahead of us. So what if we tried to get ahead of this, tried to figure out, like, learn everything we need to learn and stop any sort of conflict before it happens.
That's going to be very difficult within a 10-hour window, or 14-hour window, whatever.
Like
It
I
would
said,
be
it's gonna be a
easier
long
to
night.
evacuate Caseros.
Does he want to do this in response to what just happened, or just in general?
I think it's out of character. I'm pretty sure it's like an accumulation, a build up over time. They've just had enough of each other.
Okay.
And the final events were probably like the final straw. But
I don't think.
by the way, how's your ritual going?
I mean, it's still gonna take time,
Halfway
but I'll be,
there.
yeah, I'll be done. Pretty soon, 30 minutes or so. Then,
I mean, we do plan to investigate as is, but
oh
I
yeah,
doubt we'll be able to come up with a way to prevent.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Even if we're focusing on only killing the lycanthrope creatures, I don't think I can be party to any sort of offensive that includes the murder of ostensibly innocent people.
Innocence, yes.
I mean, I'll help him kill like the mobsters, but I don't really want to kill the kids. And
Like, not even on that. I can't be party to any of it if
No.
we're doing this whole hog. So either we're hard dealing with this before it becomes a problem, like doing some surreptitious clandestine stuff now, or we're not helping. I'm not helping either side.
Shadow would like to make efforts to save at least the children.
Jeff is just not going to attack the women or children and the men who aren't involved with like the mobster stuff. Regular families, I'm not going to attack them, but
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Dario. I do plan to investigate. Hopefully we can find something that is useful. If we can prevent the conflict altogether, I would prefer that as well.
Okay.
I do not plan, like, I'm not on Firo's side. The only reason I'm even involved as is was because of those beasts that we encountered the other day. Otherwise, I would not have intervened with the conflicts they had with each other, because that is their business. But I'm not going to sit idle, though, with people transforming into vicious beasts that are hostile and wish to fight and kill. So at the very least, I will be going for that.
Dario does a big think.
I mean, you're
Big-
currently doing a big thing, so I mean,
big mood.
But no, I have no interest in being on the Martillo side in this civil war they plan to take. I'm there as a side, specifically for the beast issue only.
alright. Alternatively, we can just leave. Shadow likes children, but Shadow does not have any particular connections with people here.
Well, we still kind of have our missing friend that it's been what, 8 days now?
Roughly.
You have a lot of irons in the fire. I understand.
Oh yes, the other tiefling.
Yeah, we kind of need to get her somehow. And honestly, I don't know how we're gonna do it because we don't even know enough. We don't even know where she's at.
Teleportation.
I mean, true, but we don't even know where she's at to teleport out of.
Right, then we go find
Though-
her, and then we leave.
We're still down there, right? Is Furo still nearby?
Yeah, Firo's right there.
I'm gonna look
Dario-
to Furo. Oh, Furo, remember that purple tiefling ally we spoke about?
Yeah, your friend, what was it? Acta, something like that?
Octa, yes.
Yeah.
Tell your men to, if they see a purple tiefling, to not attack on sight, for that is a comrade of ours.
Yeah, I can do that, as long as she doesn't attack back, but yeah, I'll tell them to hold back.
Well, if your men approach her first and are hostile, I would assume she's going to defend herself.
True. So, I'll tell him to, if there's a purple tiefling, does she have any special sort of, like, is there a way to tell her apart from other purple tieflings?
How would I be able to
She-
describe her? Yeah.
I don't think she has any broken horns or anything, does she? She's just
She's
purple.
really, really ugly.
I don't know about that, but I think she's just purple, if I recall
She's
right.
very angry looking.
She's got white eyes, so...
I mean, I would try to describe the white eyes, the way the horns start at the eyebrows and
Yeah, sort of
the way they curve and
curve
whatnot.
back and then head straight up, and then she's got some jewelry and stuff on her horns. Well, yeah, I'll give a description to everybody, and as long as they see a tiefling that matches that description, they won't attack her unless she attacks first. So I'll try to make sure that your friend gets out of there alive unless you guys find her first.
Dario says, I think no matter what happens, it's all going to work out just fine. And he winks at the camera.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Congratulations, you've just doomed us all. This is not how
Firo
D&D works.
As you say that to Firo and look off and wink, Firo looks, who the hell are you winking at?
What?
Is your mic not working again?
Wait, what happened?
Firo looks at you as you turn away after speaking to everybody and wink into nothing. And he looks over in that direction and looks at you. Who the hell are you winking at?
Sorry?
Who
I
are you
kind of
winking
went off for a
at?
second. Did something happen?
You know what? Don't forget about it.
Forget about it.
I was walking over here.
No, seriously, what happened? I'm afraid now. What?
No,
Fucking nothing.
it was a
Tep.
it was a
I'll
joke.
explain it to you later.
It was a
No,
joke.
that's the joke. That was in character.
Oh. Whatever. Fine. You guys got a weird friend, that's for sure. Anyways, I recommend you guys rest up and stuff before you go out and do whatever it is you're going to do. If you find some vital information, try to bring it to me as quick as possible. Maybe we can avoid this whole thing. But when my Lord
Didn't you say you
Martillo...
wanted?
Well, yeah, I want to get rid of the Caseros, but...
No, I mean take part in the investigation.
Well, yeah, but now that I've got a deadline, I don't think I can.
Very well.
There's some loose ends I gotta tie up before we get into this whole hustle and bustle. So, but yeah, just be quick. As quick as you can, and maybe we can avoid all this unnecessary bloodshed.
I'll see what we can do.
Okay. If anyone else has anything that they want to roleplay, now's the time. Otherwise, we will be done with tonight's session.
Shadow would just go to a room, fuck about with the herbs, herbalism.
Am I still doing the ritual?
Yeah, you've got another like 20 to 30 minutes left on it.
Well, that's, yeah, I'm stuck doing that, so... unless anyone wants to come up and talk to me.
And then there's that big awkward silence, you know?
What's the
Yes.
time of day roughly?
9?
8:30, 9 o'clock.
And what is the time of day like for the world in terms of how dark it gets?
Think about how dark it gets during winter around 6 o'clock, and that is what it looks like outside. Like let's look at the calendar real quick.
So it's basically already nighttime.
Yeah, it is nighttime, yeah. And tonight is a full moon. So there's like clouds overhead and stuff, as you would have noticed walking to the tavern. There's a full moon, it's nice and bright, and the clouds are sort of, gliding across the sky. You
And the
see a
potential
couple
for
stars.
werewolves.
Do we know what time sunrise would more than likely happen?
Normally it's in between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning is first light. You're not sure if they plan to do their attack right then and there, or if they're going to wait for the sun to come up just a little bit or something, so that, because they are all human.
Right.
But yeah, if that's it, then tonight's session is done. I'll go ahead and stop my stream and then get back to packing up. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, appreciate everyone coming out. Hopefully you had a good old time, and who knows what'll happen the next time we play. But until next time, we'll see you later. Peace!